This episode of Tour the World is brought to you by Wendy Wu Tours. Experience a different world. Vietnam Airlines and TFE Hotels across Australia, New Zealand and Europe. G'day there and welcome to Tour the World. Now, have you ever travelled to another country and instantly felt at home? Well, that's how I felt on this week's tour of Vietnam with Wendy Wu Tours. It's an incredible country to try and squeeze into half an hour, but we'll give it our best shot. Well, this series, we're checking in from some amazing accommodation options around Australia. This week, I'm in Sydney at the fabulous Adina Apartment Hotel, Bondi Beach, located right on hip and happening Hall Street. More on that a little later, but right now, this is Vietnam at a glance. The big five for this tour. Visit culture capitals Hanoi, Hue and Hoi An. All meals are included and we give pho a go. Step back in time at Saigon's Reunification Palace. Your shopping needs are all stitched up in Hoi An and relax on fabulous Halong Bay. This amazing tour gets underway in the bustling city of Saigon, including visits to the Mekong Delta and Cu Chi tunnels. We head north to the World Heritage listed town of Hoi An, then the former imperial capital Hue on the banks of the Perfume River. It's on to fabulous French-provincial capital Hanoi before a cruise on the legendary Halong Bay. Our tour finishes back in historic Hanoi. What is the best time to visit Vietnam?
The best time to visit Vietnam from September to April. And it's special in November because November in the North Vietnam, that's the autumn. And that one will bring the cool weather whole the country. So people have the chance to enjoy all the scenery. You know, that it's beautiful at that time.
So we are going to visit Vietnam's biggest city, Saigon.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about Saigon. How many people live there?
For the new investigation in Saigon, we got more than 10 million people living. And Saigon is one of the biggest city right now and is well known during the Vietnam War. And now we renamed Saigon into Ho Chi Minh City, you know, to pay respect to Ho Chi Minh in the north of Vietnam.
Now, travelling with Wendy Wu Tours means your airfares are included in the cost of your tour. We fly with Vietnam Airlines, which offers daily direct flights to Saigon from Sydney and Melbourne, with business and economy cabins. The accommodation on this tour is great. You will stay in good quality, comfortable hotels which are well located, with excellent amenities. Porterage is included, which means your bags are taken up to your room at check-in and brought down again at check-out. Some hotels have pools, so don't forget your swimmers. There's a variety of transport on this tour, but most of our travel is by air-conditioned coach, which is clean and comfortable, with plenty of stops and full coach commentary along the way. The roads are good and the constantly changing country and cityscapes keep me absolutely enthralled as we explore this incredibly beautiful country. Off the bus, there are cruises to enjoy, including the Mekong Delta and amazing Halong Bay, which we'll see later in the show. And even a cyclo tour through downtown Hue. I'm travelling with a group of about 20, mainly Aussies. There's a variety of ages, but we all have one thing in common. We're all wowed by this amazing destination.
Magical in a way, and I think just seeing the diversity and the contrast, because you kind of do see, you know, the beauty of Vietnam, the beauty of the people, the culture, and you kind of just see the madness of Saigon, and then you see such a beautiful place like, you know, Halong Bay. So, yeah, lovely. We did consider travelling within Australia, and we thought, you know, look, we can actually have an overseas adventure here, experience different culture, get the kids to actually experience something different for less. And it's been amazing.
Thanks, Diane. I couldn't agree more. And having your economy airfares included in the cost of the tour makes the process so easy. Well, it's easy to have a very comfortable stay right here at the Adina Apartment Hotel, Bondi Beach, offering superb apartment-style accommodation. Now, each apartment features a fully equipped kitchen, laundry, all the mod cons you could possibly need, and while you're here, check out the gym, the heated pool and spa. Very nice. Well, coming up, we pay a visit to beautiful Hoi An and take on the hair-raising traffic in Hue. All right, let's get straight into it. Now, on this tour, we get to visit 3 more of Vietnam's most extraordinary cities. I call them the 3 H's: Hanoi, Hue, and Hoi An. Now, I'm about to do a cyclo tour of Hue with Sal. Ready to go? Yeah, good. But right now, let's take a look at gorgeous Hoi An. Now, if Hoi An in central Vietnam isn't near the top of your bucket list, it certainly should be. The ancient UNESCO World Heritage listed town is a perfectly preserved collection of historic homes, merchant stores, assembly halls and pagodas, most dating from the 1800s. The bustling central market is a must-see, as is the old Japanese bridge, built sometime in the early 17th century. Hoi An was an important trading port on the South China Sea. Today, it's one of Vietnam's most popular tourist destinations. And just when you thought things couldn't possibly get any better, evening comes and the whole town is transformed into a glittering kaleidoscope of coloured lanterns and night markets. It's absolutely enchanting.
I did love Hoi An, and I think, you know, just the shopping there is amazing, so any woman would appreciate that place. But I think just the charm and the magical quality of it kind of takes you back in time, I think, because the old sort of world there, yeah.
We head north past China Beach and the city of Da Nang towards our next stop, the former imperial capital, Hue. The drive takes about 3 hours, including a spectacular mountain crossing through the Hai Van Pass. One of Vietnam's most scenic drives, with a hilltop fort that was used by the South Vietnamese and US forces during the Vietnam War. Continuing down the other side, and there's time for a stop at the palm-fringed Lang Co Beach, a magnificent stretch of coastline looking out to the South China Sea. We enjoy a sandy stroll and a quick splash before heading back to the bus and on to Hue. The former capital of the Nguyen Emperors is a fascinating place, and we climb aboard our cyclos for a city tour. Now, navigating Vietnam's traffic is hair-raising at the best of times, but our drivers do an amazing job. This is a fabulous way to see this unique city. Our final stop, Hue's Imperial Citadel, for a guided walking tour. Construction of the citadel, complete with a moat and fortified walls, began in the early 1800s. The citadel housed the imperial buildings of state and the Purple Forbidden City, the home of the imperial family. The structures were badly damaged in the Vietnam War, but today the citadel is the perfect spot for a peaceful stroll as you explore this incredible historic site. Now, Hanoi is just fabulous. The weather is not so good, it has to be said, but there are plenty of undercover gems to uncover if you know where to look, like the amazing Café Pho Co in the Old Quarter. Now, this French provincial capital is renowned for its coffee culture, and I'm here to soak it all in. Hanoi served as the capital of French Indochina for the first half of the 20th century. And the evidence is everywhere. Now the capital of a unified Vietnam, this fascinating city that just celebrated its 1000th birthday buzzes like you won't believe. We escape the rain at Café Pho Co, which is actually a private home that doubles as a cafe. It's full of ageing relics and secret stairways. Take in the views from the rooftop terrace across the Hom Kim Lake towards the magnificent Red Huc Bridge. It's good luck if you spot one of the giant tortoises that call the lake home. And as the weather clears, we head out for a guided walking tour of the extraordinary Old Quarter. This is without doubt one of Asia's most amazing markets, steeped in history and tradition, with something new to discover wherever you look. And finally, another Hanoi tradition, the ancient art of water puppetry, which originated in the rice fields of northern Vietnam.
Now another travel tip from Sunwild Holidays, your tour specialist. There are thousands of airfare options and combinations, but the information is not always available online. Use a qualified travel agent like Sunwild Holidays to find the best option. Some fares include free accommodation or lounge access. For more travel tips and an exclusive viewer offer on today's tour, visit the Sunwild Holidays website.
Tunnels go. 3 levels. The first level 3 meters deep. The second one about 6. The last one from 8 to 10. The kitchen, dining room, hospital, meeting room under the ground.
The Vietnam War began in the mid-1950s and ended with the fall of Saigon to the Communist North in April 1975. The jungle warfare resulted in horrific casualties. Some estimates put the civilian death toll as high as 4 million and armed forces on both sides at 1.5 million.
I think it's quite confronting, some of the images you see there. And I think I have a newfound, kind of felt emotional sort of tie to Vietnam in relation to what they went through, and I feel quite empathic towards the people here. And yet, despite the horrors and the atrocities that they experienced, they're so beautiful. There doesn't seem to be any animosity towards Westerners or people coming here, so it's been amazing in that respect, yeah.
Now, the Reunification Palace here in Ho Chi Minh City is a unique opportunity to literally step back in time to the 30th of April 1975, when the first of the communist tanks rolled through the gates, signalling the end of the American War. This is just a spine-tingling piece of history to experience. It almost seems like someone locked the doors of the former South Vietnamese presidential palace that day in 1975, only to reopen them almost 40 years later. The interiors of this incredible time capsule are largely undisturbed. We have a guided tour of the staterooms, presidential office, and the heavily fortified bunker beneath the palace, where the long silent war communications equipment still sits. There's enough time to explore the grounds at the end of the tour and to reflect on the conflict that continues to resonate almost 4 decades later. Vietnam's history, just extraordinary. And one of my favourite experiences was the Reunification Palace, a real highlight of this tour. Well, there's no doubt that Bondi is a highlight for many visitors to Sydney. And thanks to the Adina Apartment Hotel Bondi Beach, part of TFE Hotels, you could enjoy a stay here for less. Jump online after the show to tfehotels.com for the latest accommodation offers. Coming up after the break, a stroll through Hoi An's bustling central market and an extreme makeover at one of the city's best tailors.
Usually when you go to the noodle restaurant, they will ask you, do you want noodle with beef or chicken? Or in Vietnamese they call phở bò or phở gà. So the term, that they will give a lot of things on the table, that with the noodle. They have the chili, they get a mint, they get their pepper, they get their lamb juice. So they're gonna do all the things together in a bowl. And then you taste the broth. And you feel that's okay at that time to enjoy it. For us, pho, or the noodle, is one of the most beautiful and amazing food we got in Vietnam.
Pho is certainly a culinary highlight on this tour, and with all our meals included, we're served up a tempting array of tasty treats at many fabulous restaurants. To learn more about traditional Vietnamese cuisine, pay a visit to the Central Market in Hoi An. Be warned, the sights, sounds and smells of the market can be a little confronting, but it's an amazing way to connect with the locals. Now, one of the best things about a visit to Vietnam is, of course, the tailoring, especially here in Hoi An. So we've got shirts, suits, dresses, evening wear, you name it. I'm here with the best in the business, Jane at Yali, and she is going to give me a whole new look. Can you give me this head of hair as well?
I think we can.
Really?
Yeah.
Fabulous. Hoi An is famous for tailoring, but the key here is preparation. Have a sample of your dream party dress with you, or at least pictures, back and front. A sample of material from home is also a good idea, as the choice in the showroom can be overwhelming. Step 1, visit the showroom to discuss your design. Step 2, select the material. Step 3, the tailor takes your measurements. And we'll see the results a little later. On to Reaching Out Arts and Crafts in Hoi An for a unique souvenir shopping experience. Reaching Out operates on fair trade principles, employing local disabled craftsmen to produce a range of absolutely exquisite handcrafted gifts. There's no middleman, and not only will you take home a beautiful souvenir of your tour, you'll know you've given something back to the local community. Meanwhile, back at Yali, and my tailor, Mr. Hoa, has been hard at work on my suit. And I have to say, I'm absolutely thrilled with the result.
Oh yeah.
Now, this is something I have dreamed of seeing for years, and it's an absolute highlight on this tour. It's amazing Halong Bay. Over 3,000 limestone islands and rock formations to explore. So sit back, relax and enjoy as we cruise through this magnificent landscape. Halong Bay is an incredibly special place and the perfect way to end our tour. It is possible to upgrade to an overnight stay on the bay, and with good food, good wine and good company, this cruise will be an absolute highlight of your holiday. Now, if you think this tour ticks all the boxes on your holiday checklist, call Wendy Wu Tours or go online to wendywotours.com.au. For more episodes of Tour the World, visit our website or like us on Facebook. Well, that's the show for this week. We did our best, but so much we couldn't fit in. Hui's Royal Tombs, a cruise on the mighty Mekong Delta, the list goes on and on and on. Now, special thanks this week to the fabulous Adina Apartment Hotel, Bondi Beach, and TFE Hotels for their hospitality, and of course to Wendy Wu Tours. They are the Asia experts. Check their website and experience a different world. Well, next week, part 1 of our Aussie touring special. We'll see you then.